learn Python programming in this video. So first, what is Python programming? It is basically a high level programming language. It is also a interpreted language. That means the code is executed line by line and it is easy for debugging. It is high level language, so most of the fields uses this Python language. Next, first Python, we learn about Python basic, entering expressions into interactive cells. So if you want to try basic Python codes, you can use interactive cells, that is nothing but command prompt. This interactive cell is a Python environment where user can type Python statements and expression and get immediate output. It is mainly used for texting smaller pieces of code and performing quick calculation. The shell works line by line and executes the instruction as soon as the enter key is pressed. So to execute any code in Python environment, we have to open the command prompt as you can see in this example. If you open your command prompt and type Python, the Python interactive shell will be open, which is nothing but the three arrow indication. And after that, if you give any statements or any questions, the Python will give immediate output if you press the enter button. Example, you can see on the right side, I have used 10 plus 5, so I got output as 15. You type any string like hello, you will get output as hello. It displays the result automatically without using the print function. Since it is used for smaller pieces of code for running and testing, you don't need to use print statement in this interactive set. Now you can see syntax as arrow and expression. Next, data types. What is data types? Data types defines the types of values a variable can store. That means it tells which variable is of which variable is storing the which type of data. Python automatically identifies the types of data based on the value assigned. That means in other languages like C, C++, you have to implicitly declare data type, that is int of A, int of B. But here you don't need to implicitly declare. Python environment automatically identifies the type. If you assign any integer to a variable, the data type will be integer. If you assign any floating point number to a variable, the data type will be floating point. First, we learn about integer data type. That is nothing but int. An integer is a numeric data type used to store whole number without decimal values. What are integers? We can store any numbers, maybe positive, negative or zero, but it should not contain any decimal. If it contains decimal, it will be considered as floating data type. So, integer data type are widely used in arithmetical operations and counting, indexing and mathematical calculation. Where do we use most integer data types? In mathematical calculation. And syntax is variable name and integer value. In the right side you can see example as number 1 is equal to 50. I assigned the value 50 to a variable named as num1. Similarly, you can give positive value, negative value or zero value. And if you want to know the type of the data stored in any variable, you can use the type keyword which is inbuilt. So if you give type of num1, it will show the in output you will get as integer. If you assign num1 is equal to hello, the output you will get as string, because hello is a string. So based on the types of data stored, it will give the output. Next, floating data type. What are floating data type? Floating point data type is used for storing decimal number or real number. So in integers you can't store decimal numbers, so to store decimal number we use floating data types. It is useful for precise value are required such as temperature, percentage, price or measurement value, in which all the fields if you need precision, like if any scientific calculation or maybe it's speed of light, you need precise value. For that we use floating data types. Floating numbers contains a decimal points and can be written in scientific notation. Even you can use exponential or scientific notation for floating data point. Syntax is variable name and decimal value. Here I assigned the price is equal to 99.99. Since 99.99 is a floating point data type, the if you print type of price, you will get output as floating point data type. Or another example you can see on your right side. Next is string data type. A string is a data type used to store textual data or sequence of characters. What a string contains? A string can contain a letter or maybe a paragraph or sentence. If you want to write all this, you can use string data type. String must be enclosed within a single quotes or double quotes. If you don't use this single quotes or double quotes, you might get an error. So always string is represented inside a single quotes or double quotes. Here I gave name is equal to Harshini, which I used in double quotes. You can even use single quotes. And space. Strings are immutable, which means their value cannot be changed after creation. Once you assign a value to a string variable, you can't change it later. Even using indexing also, you can't change it. Here I gave example. In example, I use name is equal to Harshini. If I declare again name is equal to if you I want to change name is equal to Priya, then that is not possible. Next, their value cannot be changed. String data type supports variable operations. We can perform many operations on string data types. First is string concatenation. String concatenation we'll see further what is it in this video. Next we are seeing slicing. Slicing is used to get a particular value, particular sequence using indexing. If I want the name Harshini, I want the last three letters, so I can use string slicing. Next, indexing. Indexing to access a single letter, you can use indexing. If you want to access I, then you can print name of 0. And since indexing starts from 0 in Python, and replication. String replication means you can use star for string replication. Syntax is variable name, double quotes, and inside that whatever text you want you can write, or you can even use single quotes. Next is character data type. In Python, there is no separate character type data types, but in C and C++ we have different data types for character, that is char. But in string, we don't have any separate character data type. So what is here to if you want to use character data type, we use string with a length of 1. Any string with length 1 is considered as character data type. It is enclosed within a single or double quotes. Because it is a string, you should enclose it inside a single quotes or double quotes. Character can represent letters, digits, or symbols. If the character can be any letters or symbols or any digits. Since characters are string, they support string operation. As I told, character is nothing but string with length 1, so it will support all the string operation which we have discussed. We can access character using indexing, that is character value is equal to a. Character value is equal to a. Next, list data type. A list is a built-in data type in Python used for storing multiple values in single variable. What is list? Like in C, we use array to store many types of data, multiple data. But in array, one disadvantages was you can store only say similar data types in this, but in list you can store different, you can store number, then you can store character, then you can store float, anything. Lists are ordered, meaning the elements have specific position called index. List is ordered and you can access elements of list using indexing, that is list of 0, list of 1. After creating list can store different types of data such as integer, string, float in the same list. As I have told that you in list you can store different types of data types. Lists are enclosed with square brackets. Those to know that if it is a list or not, you should use square bracket. Square bracket is compulsory. Syntax is list name and inside square bracket you can give any values, maybe string, tuples. Next, tuple data type. Tuple is a collection data type similar to list, but it is immutable. Tuple is also a types of data type. Similar, it is similar to list, but one difference is string is mutable. You can change the value of string. Like in list, you can use list of 0 is equal to a, list of 1 is equal to b. You can assign them, you can change them. But in tuples, it is immutable. Once you have declared a tuple, you can't change the value, even not even using indexing. This means once a tuple is created, its element cannot be changed, added, or removed. So if you want to perform any operation on tuples, you have to convert it to list, then you can perform any operation. They are generally used for storing fixed data that should not be modified. Tuples is used for storing fixed data like student details. Student roll number cannot be modified. So we use tuples to store that. Tuples are enclosed into parentheses. Simple parentheses. Here we use simple parentheses. In list we use square braces. Here we use simple parentheses. What is the syntax? Syntax is tuple name is equal to value 1, value 2, or anything you can give. It can also store different data types like list. Next is dictionary data type. Dictionary is a collection data type that stores data in key value pair. In list and tuple, we use to store character individually, value 1, value 2. But in dictionary, we have pair, that is key and value pair. It is unordered and mutable. You list dictionaries are mutable. You can change the value after assigning, and it is unordered. Each key must be unique, but values can be duplicate. Here in list and tuple, you can store duplicate values, but in dictionary, the values must can be duplicate, but key should be unique. Dictionaries are useful for storing structured data like student details, employee details, etc. Every structured data which you store in a table form, you can store in dictionary. Dictionary are enclosed within curly braces. So in list we use square braces, in tuples we use simple braces, in list we use curly braces with key and value separated by colon. In example you can see here key is nothing but name and it is separated with value. Value is Harshini, it is separated by colon. What is syntax? Dictionary name, you can, here I used student which is equal to curly braces, that key 1 value 1 key 2, you can add as many as key value pairs you need. Next, set data type. Set is a unordered collection of unique element. Here in tuple you can store duplicate elements, in dictionary you can store, in list also you can store, but in set you have to store it stores only unique element. If you even add duplicate element, it will remove the duplicate element. It does not allow duplicate values. Sets are mutable, meaning we can add or remove elements. Sets are mutable, we can use add function to add in string, and we can use remove function to remove any numbers from the set. Since set are unordered, indexing is not supported. As I told, sets are unordered, so we can't access elements of sets using indexing. Sets are mainly used for mathematical operation like union, intersection, and difference. Why we use set? We use set for mathematical operation like union, that means joining of two sets, and intersection, what is common and what is difference. Sets are enclosed within curly braces. Here sets also we are enclosing in curly braces. You might have doubt that why dictionary and sets both have curly braces. Here in dictionary we have curly braces, but we use key value pair. Here we have pair, but in set we don't have pair, but we use curly braces. Next we have string concatenation and replication. So what is string concatenation? String concatenation is the process of combining two or more string into a single string using the plus operator. It is commonly used to join words or sentence. So what is string concatenation? It is basically a process to combine two or more string. You can combine two or more string. In example, if you see here, I gave first name is equal to Harshini and last name is equal to R. Now, if you want to print first name and last name together, you can use first I'll assign a variable full name is equal to first name. This plus operator act as a string concatenation. It is not used for addition, it is used for string concatenation. If you want to give space in between the name, you can give space in the quotes and plus last name, it will print the full name. Next, string replication. String replication is the process of repeating a string multiple times using the star operator. These operators are applicable only to string data types. They helps in formatting and displaying output effectively in programs. So string replication, we can replicate a string. If you want to print welcome 5 times, you can use star of 5, welcome of into star of 5. But this operation, this star operation, you can only perform in string. If we use in integers 5 into 3, it won't be replicated, it will multiply. So here in string, we can use string replication by using star. In example, if you see word is equal to hello I gave and print word into 5, this star indicates a string replication, and 3, how many times you want to print it. If you give 5, you will get output as 5 times hello. Next, we have storing values in variables. How we can store values in variables? Now, a variable is a name, memory, location used to store data values. In Python, variables are created automatically when a value is assigned to them. Now, in C or C++, you could have seen that first we have to declare a variable, that is int a, then you have to assign a is equal to 20, or int b, then b is equal to 20. But in Python, you don't need to declare any variable. Variable is memory location is all automatically created when you assign any values to the variable. The assignment operator equals to is used to assign values to variable. Python does not require explicit declaration of variable type because it is dynamically typed. Variable name must follow naming rule. We know that naming rules, that means name should not start with name should not start with any number, integer, not point, not any special characters. So you should follow the naming rules before making a variable. Here I created variable name, variable age, one variable is marks. Here you can start with capital letter or it can be small letter, but you should not start with space, star, or any special character, and so on. Example you can see here as given. Next, first program. Basically, in Python, first program is to type hello world. Here we'll type. The first program in Python is usually a simple program that display a message on the screen. For first program, we'll use only print function. It is used to display output to the user. Python programs are saved with a .py extension and executed using Python interpreter. This base program helps beginner understand how Python code is written and executed line by line. Here in example, if you see here, I gave print. Inside the codes, I gave welcome to Python programming. You can give anything, but it should be inside the codes for print statement. And if you run it, you will get output as welcome dot python program. It is stored in memory as .py extension. That means it is Python program. Next, dissecting your program. Dissecting a program means breaking it down into smaller parts to understand how it works. In Python, a program consists of functions, variables, operators, and data types. The print function is used to display the output, and strings are enclosed within quotes. Each statement in Python is executed sequentially from top to bottom. Understanding each component helps student write error-free program. Now we can dissect the program. That means we can divide the program into small blocks so that you can understand it easily. As you know that Python is interpreted language, that means it runs code line by line. The execution is held from line by line. So if you get any error, so you can easily identify which line has the error. So we can use for dissecting your program. Next, we have flow control. Flow control determines the order in which statements are executed in a program. What is flow control? It will tells in the order in which a program is executed. As you know that program is executed from top to bottom. Next, Boolean values. Boolean data types represent logical values, true or false. And another one thing, these true and false are keywords. That means T should be capital and rest should be small. F should be capital and rest should be small. This is keywords. It is mainly used in decision making statement and condition expression, where we use boolean value, where we have to make any decision, yes or no, it might be true or might be false. Then we use these boolean values. Boolean values are the result of comparison and logical operation. When you use comparison or logical operation, the output will always be a boolean value. There are case sensitive and must be written as true or false. As I told you, boolean values controls the execution flow of the program, especially in condition and loops. What does boolean values? It keeps the execution flow of the program. Here if you see an example, is student is equal to true, I assigned true to a value variable, that is it's student. If I print is a student, the output will be true. Here you can see a is equal to 10, I assigned a value as 10. If I print a is greater than b, then it will return false, because a is not greater than b, that is only boolean values. Next, comparison operator. Comparison operators are used to compare values or variables. Why we use comparison operators? We use comparison operators to compare, as the name itself suggests, compare. Compare two values or two variables. They return a boolean value true or false depending on whether the condition is satisfied. If the condition of the comparison operator is satisfied, it returns true. If it is not satisfied, it returns false. These operators are mainly used in decision making and conditional statement, where we use this comparison operator when we have to make any decision, or in conditional statements. These operations are mainly used in decision making. They helps control program flow based on logical conditions. We use logical condition, is not and all, to get the output. Here you can see types of comparison operation. We have less than, greater than, less than equals to, greater than equals to, equals to, not equals to. In example, if you see here, I assigned is student is equal to true. Now print is student, what will be the output? It will print true. Next, print type of a student. We want to know is student is what type. As we know that true is a boolean data type, it will print as class blue. Bool. Next, print underscore into 20, that is separator. You can use underscore for separator. You can print into 20 times. Now a is equal to 10. 20 times this line I want to use for making different line segments, as you can see in the output window. Next, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20. I took two variable. Now I'll use comparison operator. First is equals to. Is it a equals to b? 10 is equal to 20? False. So it will return false. Next is a is not equal to b. As we know that a is 10 and b is 20. So they both are not equal. So it will return true. Then if a is greater than b, you know that 10 is not greater than b, it will return false. Next, we have Boolean operators. Boolean operators are used to combine multiple conditions into a single expression. Boolean operators you can use to write multiple conditions in a single statement. How? They return true or false based on the logical evaluation. These operators are commonly used in decision making statement. This mostly we use like programs like finding leap year and all. You use boolean operator. These operators are commonly used in decision making statement, such as if condition, else condition. You can use. Python provide three boolean operators. We have three boolean operators, that is and, or, and, not. They are essentially in controlling complex conditions in program. Now, first, what are types of Boolean operators? First, we have AND operator. What will it do? It returns true only if both conditions are true. That means if both the conditions are satisfied, then the output will be true. If you come in example windows, here you can see a is equal to 20. Now, print a is greater than 18. That means is 20 greater than 80? It is true. And age is less than 25. Since 20 is less than 5, both the conditions are satisfied, we'll get output as true. Next, OR operator return true if at least one condition is true. If any one of the condition is true, the OR operator will return true value. Example here, marks is equal to 40. Here, marks is greater than 35. That is true. Or marks is equals to 35. False. Marks is 40. It is not equal to 35. But one condition is satisfied, so OR operator returned true. Not operator, reverse the boolean values. If it is true, it will return false. If it is false, it will return true. Now, is raining is equal to false. I assign a value to false variable, that is raining to false. If I print not of is raining, you will get output as true. So thank you. If you have any question or if you want to know more about me, you can text me in comment box. And if you want, please like the channel, share and subscribe. Thank you.